Hey Aries, welcome to Aria Moon Tarot, and thank you so much for being here. This is your love reading for anyone with Sun, Moon, or Rising in Aries. It's a general reading, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. If it doesn't, check your other placements. All right, let's get started. Okay, we have the Knight of Coins. So the Knight of Coins can represent an offer, of course. All the Knights are about movement. The Knight of Coins is the slowest moving Knight in the deck. So this can represent maybe sometimes a slow offer. This can be an offer that's considered for quite some time, something that they thought about for a long time before they made a move. Two of Cups. Wow. So this person definitely sees you as a partner. They see potential with you. Okay. We had two more cards come out, and that's actually all I was going to take. So we have the Nine of Swords, and we have the Death card. Transformation. Maybe transformation is needed in this connection. This person wants to bring a sense of transformation into this connection. I'm actually going to clarify all of these cards. And then we'll look at everything together. So let's clarify this Knight of Coins. Okay, we have the Seven of Swords in reverse. I'm going to clarify the Two of Cups. What does this Two of Cups mean? King of Wands in reverse. To clarify the Nine of Swords, we have the King of Cups. Let's get one last card to clarify this Death card. Oh, there it is. We have Temperance. Okay. Let's take a look at this. Having the Seven of Swords kind of supporting the Knight of Coins, I feel like this person is not being honest with you. I think that they are not being completely honest and straightforward with the feelings that they have for you. You had the Two of Cups come out. So the feelings that they have for you are extremely strong, and they actually see you as a life partner. They see you as someone who is an equal counterpart to them, someone that it's kind of that energy of like a person that they would want to do life with, like a person that they would want to commit to, someone that they would want to have standing right by their side as they journey through life, is the energy of the Two of Cups, especially as it's coming through in this reading. So definitely, if you look at this, it's like two people actually gazing up, like into the starry night is what it looks like. I mean, they're gazing up at the Two Cups, but these are definitely two people who are on the same page. These are two people who are dreaming together, planning together, wishing and hoping together. These are two people who see their journey as something that is woven together and something that's meant to be lived out together. So if these are the kind of feelings that you have toward this person, you're definitely on the same page about that. But I do think that this person is holding back and hesitating a little bit when it comes to being completely straightforward with how they feel. This is the reason for any slowness or any delays that you are picking up on in this connection with this person, because with this Knight of Coins, this is someone who moves slow. I love the Knight of Coins because, or the Knight of Pentacles in traditional tarot. I actually love this energy because it is the energy of someone who's extremely thoughtful and someone who doesn't rush into things. But at the same time, I think we can all recognize that it can be a little bit frustrating when you're trying to move forward with someone and it seems like there's like kind of an energy of dragging their feet, or there's an energy of stalling. There's kind of this feeling of like, can we please make progress here? What I like about seeing this is, although this person may move slowly, I see the reasoning behind it. The reasoning is that they feel a little bit uncomfortable and scared to share the depth of their feelings. And I also love that they came through as a knight, because although this is a slow moving knight, it's a knight nonetheless. And all of the knights in the deck are about movement. So this is someone who is moving forward toward this connection, someone who is considering this connection, even if they are moving a little bit slowly. I feel like if you've been waiting for some sort of offer from this person or some form of communication, the fact that the Seven of Wands came out, that shows that this is really about communication. If you've been waiting for some form of communication from this person about their feelings, definitely, I think that the depth, I think that the way that this connection could have caught them by surprise is keeping them a little bit quiet. It doesn't mean they're not working behind the scenes, but they're a little quiet when it comes to communicating about this. There's definitely a lot of passion here. There's kind of a mixture of emotions out in this spread. There is passion. The King of Wands supporting the Two of Cups. This king actually showed up in reverse. And what this tells me is, again, there's some sort of hesitation here. The King of Wands would typically be someone who isn't afraid to take charge, but there's a little bit of hesitation here. I feel like this is hesitation when it comes to expressing their passions towards you. So they're a little bit hesitant to do that. And this person has a tendency of getting in their head a lot when it comes to the feelings that they have for you, worrying a lot. I think that the worry, I think that a lot of the worry that I'm seeing here is a worry of the time that it might be taking them to come forward in this connection and to be upfront about their feelings. So there's like a little bit of worry here that if they don't speed this along, they might lose you forever. Nine of Wands energy. Something's really, not Nine of Wands, excuse me, Nine of Swords energy. Something's really playing heavy on their mind when it comes to this connection. I do want to point out, I think it's super interesting that we had two kings come out, one right after the other. The King of Wands in reverse, the King of Cups upright. So I can see the type of emotion that this person has for you, and it's actually super deep. There's almost a tenderness to this connection. There's definitely a physical element here. There's maybe a physical desire that's blooming inside of this person if this is a fairly new connection or something that you haven't been able to physically explore. And I feel that this person's hesitation towards you is more on the physical side than on the emotional side. They seem to be really in their power when it comes to their emotions. It is taking them a little while to come forward, but they seem to have a little bit more comfort in this place of being emotional about you. They are very tender towards you. And when it comes to expressing that physically, there's a slight hesitation. I am really kind of feeling that this person might be hesitating because they're worried that somehow the tenderness of this connection might be lost if they pursue the more physical side of it. Or some part of this connection might be changed forever and they can never go back. So some of that, for some of you, this might be a friendship that you have explored with this person, and they're a little bit concerned about changing the dynamic of the relationship that you have with them by taking this to a more physical place. They feel love for you. Like, I feel confident in saying that. There's love here and there's a lot of consideration. There's deep emotion. But I think that there's something this person is worried if they act on this, or if they tell you exactly how they feel, something's going to be changed. Something might be lost. They're concerned that they might screw this up somehow. And it's almost like they can hold on to the tenderness and the innocence of the connection if they aren't upfront with how they really feel. But they're definitely considering doing this. They're considering moving forward, and they're moving forward a little bit slowly, cautiously, thoughtfully. And I think that's important. I think that this can also this can be about physical separation from this person as I'm looking at this. Part of this thing that part of this thing that they might be concerned with is a physical separation. As I was saying, the King of Wands does come across to me as a more physical king when I compare it to the King of Cups. Of course, the King of Pentacles is our most physical king in the deck, but the King of Wands, there is a physicality behind all that passion for me. So I think that this showing up in reverse can also indicate some sort of separation from this person. You may be in separation from this person, or this can be a fear of being in separation, and it's all connected to this passion that they feel for you. I think that this whole connection is causing a lot of change in this person. Nine of Swords energy, this is what is playing on their minds. This is what they're considering with this Knight of Coins. All of these emotions that are coming to the surface, this is what they're considering. Now, I do want you to take a closer look at the King of Cups, because I think that the way this is depicted here is just so appropriate. This king is sitting here on his throne, and there are like giant waves pummeling the back of this thing. He may as well just be all the way out to sea. I mean, he probably is. He could be close to the shore, but we can't really see that. So he's in a position that would terrify most people, but he's very calm. He's very calm. He's sitting there. He's in his power. He's in control of all of this water around him. He's in control of all of his emotions. So this person is coming through as the King of Cups. They're coming through as someone who is transforming into someone who is in control of their emotions, who feels confident about their emotions, and who would willingly share this information with you. But what I see here with this Death card and with the Nine of Swords is that this is a big change for this person. This is a level of maturity that this person isn't, it's not so much they're not used to. I feel like this is just a level of maturity that they hadn't reached before they met you. So the depth of feeling here is very strong. And I think if this is how you're feeling toward this person, if you're feeling like this connection changed you in some way, if you're feeling like it maybe even forced you to grow up, to mature, to kind of sort out your emotions and get your emotions under control, because it could have kind of thrown you for a loop. And you may have even found yourself going through kind of like a dark night of the soul type of situation. It doesn't have to be that, but because your energy very likely mirrors this person, and I'm seeing this Death card, this transformation, this could have been something that happened with you as well. I'm picking up on the fact that your energy is one of maybe a little bit more of an evolved emotional aspect to you. So maybe you went through this transition easier, or maybe this was growth you had done before this person entered your life. But this person's definitely going through a change due to this connection. And this Death card's being supported by Temperance. So what this is telling me is this transformation is taking time for this person. The reading is sort of capped by these elements of time for me. So we started out with the Knight of Coins, slow moving knight, and at the end we're seeing a transformation occurring and the need for a bit of patience. So I like this energy. I think this person is very well balanced. I think that they are considering things. I feel like the only place that they might not be doing the very best, or where it might be a little frustrating, is in the communication. But in the consideration and in the depth of feelings that they have for you, it's all definitely there. And they are moving toward this King of Cups energy, this very balanced energy. Temperance, again, another card about balance. So they're moving into this balanced place. They are going through this transformation, but it's taking them a little bit of time. And I think that there's almost like the quiet request here. It's like, just be patient with me. That's kind of what I hear them saying to you. Just be patient with me, because they're trying to learn how to be patient with themselves as well. It's taken them a minute to kind of find their balance, to move into this King of Cups energy. And it does require patience, I think, on both ends. But there's progress here. I can see progress. So I want to look at your Oracle card and the supporting tarot card that I shuffled for you previously. So we'll see if this ties into the reading, and we'll get more information about how this person's feeling, how they view this connection. So we have spiritual maturity. Yeah, absolutely. That's That's what we've been talking about. And that spiritual maturity card is supported by the King of Cups. By this guy. So yeah, showing up as the King of Cups twice. This could also represent your energy. So if this is your energy too, then you're both coming through as very emotionally mature, very emotionally balanced, really strong counterparts if you're both coming through as the King of Cups. Or this can represent your person's energy. We were asking how they are viewing this connection, so it very well could be all of your person's energy. So what I'm seeing here is really a reiteration of what we saw in the tarot. This connection has made this person grow. It has evolved them and grown them spiritually in a way that I think they never expected. I think that there's a depth of feeling here that they didn't explore in any previous connection or any other time in their life, but right now this is kind of forcing them to go there. I feel like this person is much more in touch with their emotions now, and it's starting to become kind of a lesson in balancing everything out. They're learning how to master these emotions. There's a feeling that they really wanted to be in control of this, that they really wanted to be in control of how they responded in this connection, in control of what they gave and what they felt, and that there's a sense of like they could not do that. They couldn't be in control of their emotions. So that's another thing that I feel could be mirrored on your side of this connection. If this kind of came out of nowhere for you, or if it almost like grew, what is the word I'm looking for? I almost want to say like it grew legs of its own, or grew wings of its own, or something like that. Almost like it sprouted and it grew into something bigger than you expected it to. And it might have surprised you a little bit. I think it surprised this person a lot. They went in thinking one thing, is kind of the feeling I'm getting. They went in thinking one thing. They went in thinking that they could remain in control. And they found that they were actually thrown off balance. And now they're trying to get back to this place of control. But I feel like this is a different kind of control. The control that they were looking for felt more like they were going to hold their feelings back. And the control that they're finding is more of this King of Cups energy, really being in complete control of all of the swirling emotions and being in command of all of that. So I do notice with this spiritual maturity card that it's like the people that are pictured here, there's still a ways to go, you know, when it comes to climbing this huge mountain. They've made a lot of progress and there's still a ways to go. So I think that this person is working on this. They're making progress, but they even see that there's so much more for them to learn. And I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that there's so much more for them to communicate with you. But definitely this connection could have spurred some kind of awakening or some kind of deeper spiritual connection in this person. And you may have noticed the exact same thing. So yeah, kind of a divine counterpart energy coming through. Definitely soulmate energy with the Two of Cups coming through here. There's something here, and I think it's mutual. I think that both of you feel that. Let's look at your oracle card from the Moonology deck and see what it has to say. So you have step out of your comfort zone with the North Node. Yeah, where can I put this where you'll be able to see? We'll put it over there. This is outside of this person's comfort zone. I feel like I don't even really have to say that. We've been kind of discussing that the entire time. This is outside of this person's comfort zone, and the communication aspect of it especially is outside of their comfort zone. There's a part of them that wants to hold back that communication. There's a part of them that wants to keep it safe. Maybe even, it's almost like they're fighting the urge to hold all of this in. Like if they keep it to themselves, they can somehow keep it protected. They can keep the connection protected. They can keep it in this isolated little area in their minds and in their hearts, and they don't have to risk letting it out into the world, because of course with that comes the risk of this might not work out. They might get rejected. All of this emotion might be for nothing. And if they don't have you, they don't really have anywhere to put this emotion. So they're feeling a lot. They're feeling a lot of depth. And the idea of expressing that to you really is outside of their comfort zone. Let's grab some messages from this person. Let's find out what this person would say to you. If they could say something to you right now. I wonder if you're happy without me. So yeah, there might be separation. And I'm starting to understand our connection. I think these are really beautiful and appropriate messages here. I really love how this card came out close to the Knight of Coins because it actually brought me back into that energy. I knew exactly what I was doing. And I don't know if I've ever interpreted this card in this way before, but to me this is that consideration that we were talking about. They know what they're doing. They know what process they're going through, and there really is a thoughtful energy behind this. There's a very deliberate energy. The only thing is that they keep a lot hidden. They keep a lot to themselves. They're not necessarily sharing with you every step of the way, like every emotion that they're feeling and every part of them that they're exploring and all of the growth that they're going through. But they're doing all of this very deliberately. They are making these changes and this growth and this transformation very, very deliberately. And there is concern that you may move on. I wonder if you're happy without me. So this can speak to a connection that's in separation currently, and it can also be a fear that this person is having, back to this Nine of Swords energy. So again, this card kind of came out on top of that Nine of Swords, and this is the worry. I may lose you forever if I don't get to the point where I can open up with you and I can show you how much I've grown and how much I've matured around this connection. And let me tell you, they came through as the King of Cups twice. So there is growth and maturity here. And I'm starting to understand our connection. Exactly. That's the exploration that we were talking about. That's what they're going through. That's the process that they're going through, trying to understand the feelings that they have. So let's look at your tea leaf cards, and then we'll wrap up your reading. So you have the Dolphin. This card says financial gain, usually coming from something you did in the past. We have Goldfish, increase in material wealth and spiritual growth. There's that spiritual growth again, that spiritual maturity. And we have Flowers, happiness. Okay, these are all really positive cards. Actually, two sea creature cards. So a dolphin card and a goldfish card. Not that we really think of goldfish as like in the sea, I guess, but water element is what I'm getting from this. So that King of Cups, again, that emotional energy coming through really strong. I love that we wrapped up with the happiness card. This person is trying to move to a place of happiness with you. So two of these cards actually talk about material wealth, about financial gain. We did have the Knight of Coins too, so more of that kind of earth energy. Now this could have something to do with finances affecting your connection in some way. This person may want to reach a certain level of stability before they are offering you something or before they feel comfortable. To me, this doesn't have to mean that it's actually about finances in particular, although that could be a connection in there could be a connection in your particular circumstance. So just take that as it resonates. But to me, this is pointing to physicality in some way. It's pointing to something kind of coming to fruition in the physical, in the 3D. So we're definitely looking at something gaining, something showing up, something materializing. And I like the way that this Dolphin card says this is financial gain usually coming from something you did in the past. So to me, this is about effort and work that was put in before. This could be referencing the effort that you have put into this connection, so that paying off for you. And it can also reference the work that this person is clearly doing regarding this connection and the growth that they're doing. And then this all paying off to kind of put you in this place, this blissful state, this happiness place. Flowers, for some reason, making me think of like a bouquet. So yeah, I got like a wedding I got a whole image of a wedding there suddenly. So there might be marriage in your future with this person. This person might have that on their mind. That could be just a little message to let you know that you're on the same page if you've considered marriage with this person. I feel like there was something else I did want to also point out that the dolphin card, like dolphins for me are always a lot about communication. So again, very appropriate where this came out. Seven of Swords right underneath it where we were talking about that communication. So this can be about opening up in terms of communication. And we were talking about things coming to fruition, things materializing. So although communication isn't really a tangible thing, this could be referencing the fact that that communication is going to be coming into your experience when it comes to this connection. So yes, I think that's all the messages I see for you. Thank you so much for letting me read your cards. Really beautiful energy between you and this person, so I enjoyed diving into this. If this reading resonated for you, don't forget to like it. Give me a little thumbs up and comment down below. Let me know what's going on in your situation, because I'd love to hear what all of this is about. If this person's communicating, or if they're not, what they are communicating about and what they aren't, because I think they definitely are holding a few things back. But with this Two of Cups energy, what they're holding back is real deep love and a real feeling that this connection is a huge part of their future. It's a huge part of their planning when they're thinking about how their life and their future in the years to come is going to unfold. So yeah, leave me a comment down below and let me know all about that. Hit that subscribe button if you feel like it, and hopefully I will see you again in another reading really soon. Bye!